The next one, the next one, the next one. Without the tails, a Mayakun would have to rely solely on their bodies to connect. Well, it is possible to form a fusion this way. It's like, how could you say it? Walking upon glass barefoot. Clackett said, attempting to quote another species. Perhaps, but Russell and Tommy got the picture. He was trying to say it was challenging. You are both young and inexperienced with the merged. That is likely why you have not heard of this method of connection, but I will show you exactly of how it is done. To put it simply, over the decades, we have come into contact with other gel, merging with them. Eventually, our species have become rather lazy and opted to default to that way of merging. The tails of is how we merge as a Mayakun, the larger cat-fox-looking hybrid creature took Tommy and Russell's tails relatively forcefully, to which Russell squares shoulder uncomfortably. My fiery voice is about to die. Wait, he started, but he was cut off by the sudden squishing noise of their tail, interlocking together as they form a strong bond. Russell bit his lower lip and blinked as he was overshadowed by a feeling of warmth and comfort. Tommy exhaled in pleasure. He seemed to be more comfortable with new ideas. He could sense Russell's thoughts already without having been forced by his gel. This feels amazing. Amazing. Oh wow, I am talking quietly, he exclaimed, and Russell couldn't deny that it did feel exquisite to be merged without having been fully merged. As their tails began, oh my god, I am talking so quietly. Maybe I can talk for half the minute. This feels amazing, he exclaimed, and Russell couldn't deny that it did feel rather exquisite to be merged without having been fully merged. As their tail began to excrete the bonding. Don't worry, it's called the bonding. Something that me and Leafy do as friends. I really need some McDonald's for lunch. He exclaimed, and Russ. Oh my god! Why do I keep repeating this part? This part. Okay. About without them fully merged, began to excrete the bonding agent that would hasten their connection, which came in the form of a vicious slime. Oh my god, I am so stupid. Vicious slime, which was being passed in between their tails in large bulbs. They couldn't see it, but they could certainly feel it. Clackett released their combined tail. Now what? Tommy asked, examining their combined tail playfully. Now you do as you've always done. Merged, and so they did. Tommy pulled Russell in closer, 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 closer until they were locked into something of a hug. And Clack had watched as their two forms squished and combined into a larger blob, which was first separated into Tommy and Russell's different colors. But after a while intermingling with each other, their form expanded and shifted to try and take solid shape. It was indeed mentally taxing on the both of them, but their forms integrated and finally began to, to take shape, which was naturally larger than before. They stood at around shoulder height with Clackett, perhaps 6 feet 5 inches. Naturally, their colors blended as well, their main body becoming a light orange, Russell's white mixing Tommy's orange. Oh my god, my body is getting warm. Along with the various symbols and accents across their bodies. Their bodies taking on a darker red when combined with Russell's red and Tommy's blacks. Their eyes were a strikingly sharp teal, and their arms featured elements from both their bodies. The fingertip to shoulder details from Russell were certainly included, but the bands around Tommy's upper arms were also maintained and placed over those, which created an overlapping effect. Mama, are you gonna make me lunch? Were also maintained and placed over those, which created an overlapping effect. They were black, which echoed back to Tommy again, and they wore the skirt, utility belt, and backpack from Russell's form. Tommy's whiskers were included and became a dominant trait. When placed against Russell's smooth face, their ears also shifted to become a unique pairing of the two individual components. It was Russell who had opened their eyes. He was staring up at the ceiling, and it was Tommy who flexed his hands, and Tommy's thoughts caused their larger, bushy tail to wag from side to side as he had tried to get used to his new body. He looked at Clackett, who seems impressed by the new form. What the heck? Holy crap! Oh, James A. Williams, you're making me funny. He looked at Clackett, who seemed impressed by the new form. Do you know who you are? He asked curiously. It's me, Tommy, the creature stated with a voice similar to Tommy's, yet so unfamiliar. He spoke with the blunt, gruff impatience of Russell, who had reminded Tommy in their shared minds. At every opportunity, they were on borrowed time. But of course, they couldn't help but be impressed. We merged. Merged. Now they sounded like Russell Moore, but not like him. This new identity had a unique vocal pattern of his own. He was no stranger to Tommy's shape-shifting abilities, but it seemed even Russell had more of a handling on forming weaponry with his hands than he did being Goo and stretching out as Tommy did. He formed a large mallet briefly as he channeled the power of both halves. He smirked, examining in detail